What's a hobby people act superior for having that isn't that deep? Meditation. You wouldn't believe how narcissistic people get when they first start a spiritual practice. Yoga is the same way now too. Oh yeah, there are yoga fans, and then there is the yoga cult. Photography. I've been taking pictures for 60 years. I do both digital and film. I hate it when someone enters their first photo in an exhibition or contest and decides they need to start giving advice to everyone who will listen. Photography is an art, and it's great fun, but people can kill the joy if you let them. They call film emulsion because they think it sounds good. Yay, there is emulsion on film, but no one walks around referring to emulsion unless they are new to the game. To these people, photography is taking pictures of very expensive cameras most people will never need and making they name drop every top-of-the-line camera, lens, filter, and whatnot ever made. And speaking of name dropping, I once had some ass inform me that a black and white photo I took in a small German town was derivative of somebody. I don't remember the name of the photographer, but at the time I looked him up and he was some guy living in Italy in the 1940s. You have to reach pretty deep into the snob bag to come up with that reference. As a cyclist, cycling, it's not that deep. We just ride bikes and drink beer. I was not aware that beer was involved. I saw your eyebrow raise while reading this sentence. You had my interest, but now you have my attention. Best advice I ever got was, you don't need to be good at your hobbies. I was a very talented painter and drawer, mostly on canvases, and I loved to work with graphite. Then I decided to attend college becoming a decoration and restoration painter because people told me I should do something meaningful with it. Now I've lost the joy of painting for myself. I haven't painted a canvas in 3 years and I can't draw the way I used to. I should have just kept it meaningful for me and not turn it into a possible job. My talent should have stayed a hobby. There are 2 types of audiophiles: those who are curious for different and multiple sound signatures, and those who are snobbists who only want the most pure experience. Like how the artist intended that get ripped off by overpriced cables and snake oil, while said artist most certainly recorded on a pair of Sony MDR headphones or Beyerdynamics with a whole equipment that cost less than the stands for the speakers. I was a sound engineer. I have a degree in electrical engineering, and I am now an electroacoustics engineer. Whenever I want a good laugh, I just go read audiophile forums. The stupidity and snake oil is very entertaining. Music. If you don't like the niche. Apparently where I live, Pink Floyd is niche. Bands that they like, you don't know anything about music. Music snobs. Tale as old as time. Took me an embarrassingly long time to stop being a music snob myself. Was such a little angsty shit in high school. I now realize it was all just a deep-seated need, feel like my choices were superior to other people's choices because then maybe I would matter somewhat somehow in the world. Insecurities fuck us up a lot if we give into them. CrossFit. Have to admit, I thought people were talking about the CrossFit machines for way too long. Reading. I love it, and it brings me tremendous joy as well as knowledge. But people can be entirely too snobby about it. Absolutely. Reading for pleasure is great, but the mere act of holding a book in your hand doesn't make you an intellectual powerhouse. Disc golf! Freaking calm down, bro! You're throwing a frisbee in the woods. It can't be that serious. I've disc golfed like twice in my life, but the first time was years ago with my brothers, and this guy plays with us for a couple holes on this rundown, shitty course. We had like 5 discs between us 3. He had a bag of 20 plus. He was a nice guy, but super nerdy. The best part is he name-dropped a bunch of the big names in disc golf like crazy, and we had to act like we knew who they were. Oh yay, I was out playing with Cole Mortensen the other day. He's such a legend. We nod along like we have any idea who this guy is. Anyway, he designed these sweet disc shoes, shows us his shoes, and he and I are going to hang again next month. Again, the guy was friendly. But the hilarity of him name-dropping people for an hour and we didn't know anything about any of them was hilarious. We quoted him for years afterwards. Every hobby. There's always the gatekeepers and the guys who think every conversation is a pissing contest. The goddamn mechanical keyboard subreddit got super elitist and rude at me once for asking a beginner question, and it's like, it's keyboards, how are you actually being pretentious about this? Anything. Absolutely anything. Literally every hobby is full of elitists and purists. My best advice is ignore them, don't let them ruin it for you. My hobbies are backpacking, off-roading, shooting, fishing, homesteading, carpentry, cigars, whiskey, and dozens of others, and every single one of them is full of insufferable twats. It's just a fact of life. You'll be happiest in life if you just ignore them and carry on as you were. Sometimes the insufferable twats do have good advice, so I wouldn't totally discount everything they say, just don't let them get to you and don't let them gatekeep you. Luxury watch acquisitioning. Since I was a kid, I loved nice watches and now own a few. I won't bore you with details. The community are so annoying with those things. I feel like, no, I don't remember what 15-digit code my model of Rolex is, and I sure as hell don't care why the newer and finally indistinguishable version of that watch is better because of some small change to a screw inside. Drives me nuts. I just wear them because I like them, buttheads. Getting up early for no fucking reason. I can't stand these self-righteous fuckwads who act like everyone else is lazy for not waking up at 4:30 a.m. Well, congratulations for being born with the chronotype of a fucking cockerel. But perhaps instead of looking down your noses at the rest of us, you should be thankful that we night owls are keeping things like hospitals and electric plants running while you get your beauty sleep at 8 p.m. I'm someone who's chronically awake at 5 a.m. and I fucking hate it so much. I'm always exhausted and I usually can't force myself to nap until like 5 p.m. so I try to force myself to stay awake until 10. It doesn't matter. 5 a.m. comes and I'm wide awake. It's miserable. Equestrians. Because to us, they are just horses in the back pasture, and sometimes we ride them. A couple of my cousins grew up eating ramen and saltine crackers for stretches at a time. My aunt's horses never missed a meal though. Dated a horse girl from Cape Cod whose dad was a VP of Bank of America. She told me if she had to save her horse from drowning or any human, she would pick the horse. I 100% believe her. Shoes. They're for protecting your feet. They're supposed to get dirty. Why would you wear armor and then get mad when it gets used? I have some students who walk in this really bizarre way without bending their feet, and then I realized they are doing that so they don't crease the front of their fancy shoes. So hilarious to me. So glad my hobbies weren't mentioned. Oh, so your hobby is being a hipster? You think you're better just because we haven't heard of your stuff. My hobby is to listen to obscure music on overpriced headphones while riding my horse to disc golf. I'm in shambles right now. A lot of people who are into wine are just alcoholics who go through the motions for it to be socially acceptable. I've unfortunately had to be around and socializing with these turds on a few occasions. No, Brenda, you're not a wine connoisseur, you're a slobbering drunk. I'm a bartender that got in an argument with a guy who said he wanted an orange peel in his martini after giving me grief about the difference between vermouths, even after I offered him the bottle to prove what I was saying. He huffed about us not having certain liquors, then went in on the vermouth debate. When we finally settled on how to make his martini and he said with an orange peel in it, I said, so an orange twist then to confirm, and he goes, yeah, it's something like that. All condescending. Maybe my bartending is limited now because I'm not somewhere that they call them mixologists, but I've literally never had someone ask for a peel of something in their drink that didn't refer or know it as a twist. I'm surprised not to see gamers on the list. I'm thinking of hardcore video gamers who dismiss anyone who plays on their phone or tablets as not real gamers, or anyone who uses the lower difficulty settings on hard games as casuals. Yes, I play Sims and use cheats all the time. I'm playing to have fun, not because I'm meeting some challenge. If I want to play as a millionaire, I can. If I want to build a house I think is cute, I can. It's a game. It doesn't matter. Coffee fanatics. I worked at Starbucks for 3 years. Yes, you look like a fool for making fun of someone for ordering a sweet drink instead of drinking pure bitter bean water. I can't imagine how insufferable a person must be if they get mad at my caffeinated hot chocolate. It's chocolate, hot and drinkable with milk and caffeine? How is this bad in any way? Being a Redditor on Reddit. Fuck you guys. Fuck you and take my upvote. You fucking fuck. Thanks for watching. I swear, the coolest hobby ever is supporting fun channels like ours. So, smash that like button and subscribe. See you tomorrow. Big hugs.